Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2 sets up the return of George's arch-nemesis in young Sheldon. Mary's controversial story in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2 paves the way for the return of George's arch-nemesis from young Sheldon. The Big Bang Theory franchise continues on CBS despite Chuck Lorre and Bill Prade's upcoming Stuart Fails to Save the Universe offshoot airing on HBO Max instead. After one episode, it seems like Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2 shifts its storytelling to separate itself from its predecessor. At this point in the timeline, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is about a year removed from the death of George and young Sheldon. While the titular character has been focused on their own lives instead of catering to the Coopers, Mary and Missy are very much part of the spin-off storytelling. The Big Bang Theory canon forces it to continue including them, not that it isn't always a treat when the spin-off brings them back. Moving on to Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2, certain storylines have already been revealed, including the confirmation that sometime in the ongoing year, Mary will dip her toes back into dating. Whether there has already been enough time for her to try and find romance again is up to her family to decide. In terms of storytelling, this new era for Mary paves the way for the return of his ex-husband's nemesis. Co-creator Steve Holland, via TV Line, has already confirmed that Mary will go on a date in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2, Episode 3, A Will and a Dead Man's Wife. Currently, it's unsure who exactly she will be meeting, but it's an interesting decision for Sheldon's mother, especially since she boldly declared in the Young Sheldon finale that she will never explore the idea of romance again after George's unexpected death. It's clear that Mary has had a change of heart since swearing off of romance during her conversation with Me More. Chances are that this upcoming date isn't going to end well. Aside from it being Mary's first proper date in decades, considering how long she was with George, it also doesn't make sense in terms of storytelling to immediately get her into a relationship at this point in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage timeline. That said, this new development paves the way for the possible return of Pastor Rob. Introduced in Young Sheldon Season 5, Episode 2, Snooping Around and the Wonder Twins of Atheism, he was brought in as the youth pastor in Pastor Jeff's Sunday school. After a while of working together, Mary started daydreaming about him, although it's worth noting that she never really acted on it. Things came to a head when Pastor Rob started dropping hints that he may also have feelings for Mary. Pastor Rob hasn't been seen since baby Cease was born. Now that George has been dead for a while and Mary is exploring the idea of being in a new relationship, bringing him back would open interesting, albeit tense, storylines for the Coopers' side of things in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. It's worth noting that when Pastor Rob and Mary were growing closer, George was also spending a lot of time with Brenda in secret on the heels of their unexpected bar meet. Up. It was arguably the lowest point in George and Mary's marriage, and could have resulted in their divorce. That said, what makes Pastor Rob a particularly effective rival for Sheldon's dad is because his mom seemed to be at ease around him. Mary was more receptive to him than her own husband, even though they were essentially suggesting the same thing. George himself actually pointed this out, but it wasn't something that was further explored. Considering young Sheldon's cancellation, Pastor Rob never returned for the final season of Young Sheldon, partly because it was a shortened run, and it needed to tackle a lot of remaining loose ends. That said, it would be quite interesting if Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2 indeed brings him back, as now, even Georgie would have to know about his connection to the Cooper family matriarch. Currently, only Missy knows about Mary's special connection to her former youth pastor. The Big Bang Theory canon doesn't reveal anything specific about Pastor Rob besides what was established about him in Young Sheldon. Because of this, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has freedom regarding how they want to utilize the character and how his return could impact Mary's story moving forward. It would be curious to see, however, what the reaction of George's kids will be to Mary dating him. Previously, Missy got real mad at her mom when she found out about her mom's growing closeness to Pastor Rob. Ultimately, there's no denying that Pastor Rob's possible return can shake things up for Mary and her kids in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Young Sheldon established their connection, that, at one point, there were theories that it was George's wife who cheated on him before Sheldon's infidelity story that ended up being a major misunderstanding.